To self-publish or not to self-publish? That's one of the biggest questions that most people ask themselves when they're thinking about writing a book. Today, we're going to cover reasons that you should and reasons that you shouldn't self-publish a book. Now, in general, there's a bunch of reasons that you might want to. Actually, it's probably more reasons that you might want to than reasons that you would not want to self-publish. But the first one being money. Just money in general. When you publish a book with one of the 5 major publishing companies, the problem that you have is that your royalty rate is very, very low. So in a sense, you might only get 8 to 10% royalty, probably even less than that, probably closer to 5% royalty on any sale that you make. Now, first off, that's just terribly low. That's something that's kind of a little bit ridiculous, but it's necessary for them to pay all of their bills and all of their marketing and everything else that they do, and formatting the books and everything like that. Now, with self-publishing, you can keep 100% of the royalties. Okay, that's a huge difference. Like, just in sheer numbers, I mean, you could sell, I don't know, you could sell 1,000 books, make $1,000, you make $1 a book. Or if you went the other route and you published with a big publisher and you only got 5%, you sold 1,000 books and you might only get, you know, $50 out of that, which kind of sucks, you know, since you put so much time and effort into writing a book or publishing a book or anything else that you do. So just the sheer numbers game, it's not worth it unless you know absolutely that your book's going to hit it off and you're going to make, you know, tons and tons of money, or if you already have an existing large following. But even still, if you already have a large following, you'll probably want to self-publish instead, because you'll probably have a large following who'll write reviews for your books, and, you know, who will buy it. They'll buy it the day it hits the shelves, the day it hits the stores. So that's the major reason, is royalties. Now, the one thing that a large publishing company will do for you that self-publishing will not is publishing companies will generally format and actually publish your book, you know, proofread, edit, all of that stuff. They'll set you up with a team of people who can handle all of that for you. You don't even have to worry about it. You can just, you know, you just go, you know, you write the book, you send it off to them, and you go. Now, a big misconception that a lot of people think the large publishers do is actually market your book. And this is where I think most people fall short, and why they fail, even when they have, you know, been accepted by, you know, let's say Penguin Random House. You know, they're like, oh yay, I got published by Penguin Random House, but then they find out that they don't make any money, and that's because they don't do anything. They just publish the book, they let the book get published, and then they sit back and they try to wait and try to collect royalties. And sometimes it doesn't work that easily. You know, very few people will, you know, they can publish a book and then just hit it off, get lucky, you know, it hits the shelves, people pick it up, it happens to be the right book at the right time in you know, the marketplace. There aren't that many competition, but in general, you need to market your book no matter what. So really, all you're paying for is a brand name. You know, you're paying for the company's brand name and their marketing services. Or not their marketing service, their formatting, editing, proofreading services. And then they'll also help you distribute your book a little bit, you know. They'll probably also handle all the distribution channels. Now, with self-publishing, you can also do that. You know, you can do all of that fairly easily, actually. You know, you can hire an editor and a graphic designer for your cover and all of that for, you know, $50 if you really want to. Now, you can go off the deep end and go spend $300, you know, to edit a book, or $1,000 to edit a book too if you want, but none of that's really necessary, unless you're a huge name author and you're already making thousands and thousands of dollars, and you can't afford to make, you know, a typo. But so yeah, I mean those are the main reasons. you're still going to have to market the book. Now, a couple of places you could go to do some of that stuff, you know, the stuff that the publishing companies will do for you, such as formatting and editing and proofreading. You can go on websites like Upwork.com. You can go on websites like Fiverr.com, Freelancer.com. You can find people all over those. You know, you can even find local people in your area on Craigslist and stuff who are willing to do editing and proofreading. And then, yeah, as far as publishing goes, once you have it edited, proofread, you can do formatting on those websites as well. But once you have the editing and the proofreading done and the formatting done, it's as simple as uploading your document to a couple websites. You know, you can get on Amazon.com, you can publish on there. You can publish on Barnes and Nobles. You can publish with Kobo. You know, you can publish with a whole load of different people. Pretty easily. Yeah, I mean, there's a little bit, you have to fill out some forms and stuff, but aside from that, you know, that might take a couple hours of research and then a couple hours of doing it. But I think in general, you want to self-publish. You're going to make a whole lot more money. You know, you're going to have a lot more control over your book. And that's the other thing. Once you sign off with a publisher, that book is permanently with that publisher. You know, they own part of the rights to it. They own their percentage of their royalty, and generally you can't get that back. So you really got to make that call. You know, do you think your book is actually going to make 100,000 copies, 100,000 sales that would make it worth it for you, or more, even 1 million? You know, think about it. If you're only getting 5% and you sell 100,000 copies, you still might only have, I don't know, maybe $50,000, maybe, and that's like really stretching it. You know, it's if your book's expensive. The other stat, there's another statistic for you. Most books only sell, I think it's 2,500 copies. Most books sell less than 2,500 copies in their entire lifetime. The majority of books, something like 90% of all books, sell less than that. So unless you're the exception and you're going to sell a lot more than that, it probably would be smarter for you to self-publish. So thanks for watching, guys. If you have any comments or questions, comment below. Feel free to like the video and subscribe if you want more.